What's up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again, guys. We have the 1994 Jeff Gordon Brickyard 400 Raced Win Diecast in the studio. And let me tell you, this thing, the camera doesn't do it justice how beautiful this diecast is. Let's check it out. And here we go, folks, with today's diecast review. The 1994 Jeff Gordon Brickyard 400 diecast. Now, this is a part of a two-car set, which I'm going to briefly show real quick. Beautiful diecast set. Highly recommend it. I mean, the box artwork, it comes with the Kyle Larson 2024 Brickyard Win. Truly one of the best, I think, diecast sets they have done of this decade. I mean, it is just amazing. I'm going to show the Larson real quick as well. It is the Brickyard 400 Raced Win. Now, it does have a special box tag, so even if you had the Larson individually, you know, outside of the diecast set, it doesn't come with that special box tag. So there is kind of a unique aspect to it. Now, this is the first ever Brickyard 400, and they've done this car before, but let me tell you, this version of the car smokes the previous one. I cannot stress it enough. If you've seen, I think it was a 2011, 2012, I don't know exactly what year it was, but it was, I believe, in the 2010s, after Lionel took over. They made a bunch of Race Win classic cars. Well, one of them was the Jeff Gordon Brickyard Win from '94. And let me tell you, the blue, it's off, right? The orange literally looks red. It looks nothing like this. So if you already have that diecast, I cannot stress it enough. Go ahead and replace it with this one. It is so much better. Let's go ahead and open it up. And here we go, folks. Diecast out of the box, the 1992 to 94 Lumina. I think that's the correct diecast mold for this. Yeah, it just says Lumina there, but they pretty much had the same body style throughout the early 90s before going back to the Monte Carlo. And let me tell you, one of the greatest Raced Win diecasts, I think, out of all the Jeff Gordon ones made. They nailed this car. The bright colors, the metallic blue, the fluorescent red-orange. It looks a little bit different on camera. It looks a little bit more orange. I'd say off camera, it just has a drop of red in it. I tell you what, if you put this car in sunlight, whether it's the 124 scale or the 164 scale, it is going to pop. Now, I've done a diecast review on this car already, but it was a part of the two-car set. I try to do these videos individually because some people, they don't want to watch the entire, you know, both of the cars review. They just want to see one of them, right? Now, apparently this car is not available as an individual release. I looked everywhere. I didn't see a pre-order or whatnot that's still available for this car. So I believe it's exclusive to the two-car set. However, we might see it in the Winter Circle line if that line is still going. It's been literally 4, maybe 5 months since we had a new wave. So there's a chance it might show up there. Go to the front windscreen of it, one of the more accurate, or probably the most accurate printed windscreen ever on a Lumina, because they've made, you know, so many of them throughout the 90s. And in fact, I want to say this is the verbatim, the exact same casting that Action Winter Circle used in the late 90s when they made some of the classics for Gordon and Earnhardt. But they never made it with the window print as it was the Winter Circle line. You could see a little bit of some tape there to help keep the sun out of Jeff Gordon's eyes as racing. You have your, you know, just normal trim around the car. Dupont with the retro livery here. One of the most iconic liveries in racing history. Go to the front of the diecast. Now, you can see the grille was a little bit slanted. I don't know if that's a decal error or not. This is the days of, well, cars back in the, you know, the early 90s up till the mid to late 2000s were pretty much skewed out, right? This is the Gen 4 era. You can see how the left side here of the nose, it's right on the monitor, but, you know, left side of the nose is a little bit more curved than the right side. And they would do this every year, and they would push the NASCAR, you know, templates that they would do inspection with. They would push this every single year. And eventually we got the 2006, 2005, 2007 style front ends, which are like skewed completely. And my point is sometimes they'll intentionally make the decals a little bit off-centered so it matches the skewed front end. I don't know why, but it looks like there's almost a decal right there where the hood line is. That's kind of interesting. So you got Die Hard, Plastalock, Simpson, Moog, Edelbrock, J.E. Mac Tools, Union 76 Fuel. What is that? Something comp? I don't know. And I'm not sure if that bottom decal is there. Go to the left side of the diecast. You can see some donut marks on the car. I'm not exactly sure which car that came from, but amazing job, honestly. Now, there is a little bit of a decal, or not decal, but a factory error here. They forgot to shave the plastic here, so when they riveted the car together, this piece of plastic is strong enough that it actually prevented the side panel from properly, assembling, so it looks a little bit lower than it probably should. You can even see how it's a little bit slanted potentially there. Another thing to know is that one side of the car is actually a lot lower. You look at the wheel right there with the side skirt, and then I'm going to flip it over, and you'll notice the side skirt is significantly taller on the right side. So I'm assuming back in the early 90s, this was a part of the NASCAR rulebook where you could have one side of the car much taller than the other, which, it's going to help with drag and downforce and all that shenanigans. It's the Jeff Gordon signature, which definitely looks early. I believe he changed that somewhere down the line. You have automotive finishes, Dupont, Valvoline there. You got your 24. Hendrick, Mac Tools, got a little bit of some dirt and grime sprayed around the left rear of the car. I don't know if they did burnouts back in 94. I don't think he did. Probably just, from racing, the rubber built up. Look at these retro contingencies. Fantastic stuff. Got Goodyear, Western Auto, True Value, Dupont, AP, Prestone, Goodyear, Clevite, Stant, Autometer, Holly, Goodies, Gatorade, Bootleg Cup Series decal, NASCAR race car logo. Go to the back panel of the car. You have the Chevy bow tie, which again is kind of skewed. That might be, honestly, from just simple damage of the car. Maybe you got bumped on a restart or, pit road. So that might actually be realistic. Yeah, Valvoline there, DuPont Automotive Finishes with the 24. Notice there's no rear taillight decals and no front ones. You can see the front, fascia of where the headlights would be, but you don't see it on the back panel either. So that's kind of one of the retro things about the cars back in the early 90s. They would change this around 1996, 95, I believe. I think that's when they finally started putting headlight decals on the cars to make them look more realistic. But the right side of the diecast, you could definitely see the taller right side side skirt. I mean, look how low that looks. Wow, that is crazy. I don't know how accurate that is to the real car, but I mean, they would do so many shenanigans with the Gen 4 cars. It's really amazing hearing all the stories of parts they would modify. One of my favorite ones that I ever heard of was on Dale Jr.'s car at a racetrack like Talladega or something. They would they had a TV camera right on the roof of the car, and in front of it they usually put a sponsor decal. So in this case it might be a DuPont or Valvoline on Mark Martin or whoever. Well, in Dale Jr.'s they would put the Bud decal, and they would stack it like 5 to 10 times. So what it did is it created just a little bit of downforce there. So you could actually find this on, I think it's Talladega onboard from like 2002, one of them. You'll notice the Budweiser decal almost looks like a 3D magnet because they kept stacking it, and apparently it was within NASCAR's rulebook. It's crazy what teams will do. I love to hear the ingenuity of the sport. Got the 24 right there on the roof. And this is inaccurate, unfortunately, but you do have the Brickyard 400 decal there. It's cool as a commemorative thing, but I really wish they would have found a way to get the original sponsor, which I want to say was one of the candy bars, I think, for Mars. I believe that's surprisingly was a sponsor with Jeff Gordon at the time. Fantastic stuff, man. Again, I don't know if this is ever going to go to the winner circle line. The winner circle line at the time of this video has been kind of, I don't know, MIA at this point, because we haven't had a new wave in like 5 months. It has all the makings of a winner circle exclusive. I say partial exclusive because, it's part of a 2-car set. But regardless, if you're a Gordon fan, must get. It is one of the best race to win diecasts I have ever seen. They nailed it. Massive W, Lionel. They nailed the paint. They nailed it. Great job. That's all for now, fellas. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Diecastbuffet. Signing off.